All right. Hello, everyone. Quick work through of the first assignment, the special right triangles practice number 2. Some of these are pretty hard. Some of them are maybe a little bit faster. I'm just going to talk through each one as quickly as I can here. First triangle here is a 30, 60, 90. That has the ratio of 1, root 3, and 2. That is your 30, your 60, and your 90. Here we have the short leg. That's the one across from 30. And we want the one across from 90. To go from the 1 to the 2, all you have to do is double the number. So that would be 5 times 2 is 10. If we wanted this side, we would have to take the short leg and multiply it by root 3. They did not ask for that, but that would be how we'd get it. Number 2, this is a 45, 45, 90. That reduces to 1, 1, root 2. That's a 45, 45, 90. We have the 45. We have the 1. How do you go from the leg to the hypotenuse? You do times root 2. So this would be 3 root 2 times root 2, which is 3 times 2, which is 6. Just to kind of recap the rules, the hypotenuse equals the leg times root 2 in this case. Perfect. All right, next one here, 30, 60, 90. And I should have done this on the first one, but the long leg equals the short leg times root 3, and the hypotenuse equals the short leg times 2, which reduces to our 1, root 3, and 2 every single time. So you have to establish what you have first. We have the side across from 60. This is the long leg. So we know that 10 equals the short leg times root 3. So we need to divide the root 3 off. I'm not going to show this much work every time. I'm just kind of showing you the thought process here. We have the root 3. We're trying to undo that. If it's times root 3 to make it, then it's divide by root 3 to break it. Well, 10 divided by root 3, you have to rationalize the denominator. That's going to get you 10 root 3 over 3. You have to make the bottom a whole number. I'm not going to show this work every time either, but you have to know how to do this process. So 10 root 3 over 3 would be the missing side. If I asked for the hypotenuse, then we would double that, and that would be 20 root 3 over 3. Over here, we have 3 triangles in this picture. I don't know if you can spot all 3. But we only have to work on 2 of them. I'm going to start with this pink triangle, and it's a 30, 60, 90. We have the hypotenuse. So the short leg times 2 equals the hypotenuse. That means that the short leg is going to be half the number at 4. Now we can work on this blue triangle, and on the blue triangle, that same 4 is the long leg. The long leg equals the short leg times root 3. That means that 4 equals the short leg times root 3. We have to divide by root 3. 4 divided by root 3 would be 4 root 3 over 3. So x equals 4 and y equals 4 root 3 over 3. Number 5, once again, very similar to the last picture. There's 3 triangles. There's going to be more than one way to do a lot of these, by the way, but I'm looking at this. I know that this corner is 60. And this would have to be 30, right? If this entire thing is 90, and we know this is 60. How do I know it's 60? I'm looking at this blue triangle. That's a 30, 60, 90. So I know that corner is 60, making that one 30, making this one 60. So you have to have some way of knowing these different angles. Now, I'm going to focus on this pink triangle where we have the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse equals the short leg times 2, so the short leg would be 6 divided by 2. From there, we have a couple of choices. I'm going to do maybe the slightly longer way, but staying on the pink triangle, we would know that this side is 3 root 3, right? To go from the short leg to the long leg, we would take the short leg 3 and multiply it by root 3. And now I can shift my focus to this red triangle, where the 3 root 3 is across from 30 degrees. That means it's the short leg of the red triangle. So this would be 3 root 3 times root 3 to get my y value. And that's going to be 3 times 3, or 9. So my y value is going to be 9 there. An alternative way you could have done it is you could have focused on the big gold triangle. And on the big gold triangle, we have a 30, a 90 and a 60, and this side is 6. So the side across from 30 is 6, which means the hypotenuse would be 12. And if this much of it's 3, then the rest of it would be 9, right? 9 plus 3 is 12. So that's another way you could have approached that. Next question. We have 2 triangles again. I'm going to focus on this gold triangle because that's where the 12 is hanging out. So I got this gold triangle. I do have to use the parallel lines in this picture. We know that these 2 angles are equal because of the 2 parallel lines. So this has to also be 30 degrees. So looking at the gold triangle, I would know that the short leg is half of 12 and the long leg is the short leg times root 3. Once I've established that, I can shift my focus to the other triangle, another 30, 60, 90, where the hypotenuse is 6 root 3. So divided by 2 would be 3 root 3. And then this would be 3 root 3 times root 3, which we actually just did. That would be 9. So our answers are 3 root 3 and 9 on this one. All right, another situation. I see 3 triangles in this picture as well. I'm going to put my initial focus on this pink triangle. I have the hypotenuse. Remember, the hypotenuse equals the leg times root 2. So 8 equals the leg times root 2. How do you undo times root 2? You divide by root 2. 8 divided by root 2 is going to be 4 root 2. So those 2 sides would both be 4 root 2. Then I'm going to change my focus to this blue triangle where the 4 root 2 is my short leg. So the hypotenuse will be double the amount and the leg will be times root 3. 4 root 2 times root 3 would get me 4 root 6. So x would be 8 root 2 and y would be 4 root 6. Number 8 over here, the 2 legs are going to both be 6. I'm going to focus on this triangle. The 2 legs would both be 6, and the hypotenuse would be 6 times root 2. Shift my focus to this pink triangle. Now the hypotenuse is down here, right? That's the side across from 90. This is 6 root 2 because it's another leg, so x is going to be 6 root 2, and y is going to be 6 root 2 times another root 2, right? Remember that the hypotenuse equals the leg times root 2. So that would be the leg times root 2, and that's going to come out to 12. So x would equal 6 root 2, and y would equal 12. And then the last question here, lots of trapezoids throughout the semester. You need to know some crucial things. One of those things is cutting off the wings. We drop it like it's height, drop it like it's height. I'm cutting off this wing, and what that gives me is a right triangle and a rectangle. So what do we know? Well, we know that the height is consistent the whole time. The height here and the height here are the same number. Those are the same distance. So this will be 4. We also know that this portion of the top is going to be the same as this portion of the bottom. So that portion down here is going to also be 6. And if we focus on this pink right triangle, if that's 4 and that's 45, it's a 45, 45, 90, that's going to be 4. So the entire distance, right, and remember that x is the entire bottom, like we cut it up. So x is the entire bottom, would be 4 plus 6, and that would come out to 10. And then y would equal 4 root 2, right, 45, 45, 90. The hypotenuse equals the leg times root 2. All right, that's that entire assignment. Hopefully that was helpful. You do need to be pretty good at this stuff, so make sure you're getting help on it if you need it. Let's keep working hard and keep doing a good job with this. Love you guys. See you guys.